Watch the Mysteries of Existence channel for divine enlightenment. To know more about yourself, the physical and subtle aspects of the universe, and the source of all that is.
This is a message brought to you by the Harbinger of the Last Covenant, His Grace, Iyke Nathan Uzorma, author, Archbishop, University Chancellor, scholar in extraterrestrial research, professor of Christian education at St. Thomas-A-Backet University, England, recipient of Nelson Mandela Excellent Leadership Award in Africa. Former living Grand Master in the Order of Terrestrial and Astral Hierarchy, amongst others.
Dear listeners, this is the interlude session 15 in this Mysteries of Existence channel, titled, Life After Death Experiences, Part 2. It is a great exposition of the Harbinger of the Last Covenant, His Grace, Iyke Nathan Uzorma, for every human on earth, which is read here as follows. Beloved ones, the subject matter of the life after death experiences is multitudinous. I did give the introduction to this subject in the first part. Before I go into diverse aspects of this topic in the subsequent parts, let me make a clarification about the absolute and relative status of both the heavenly and the hellish states of existence. It is important that I do this now, as part of the prelude to the expositions that will follow in the coming sessions. This is necessary because of the belief systems embedded in the life after death, especially concerning heaven and hell. This belief system has become a part of the primordial inheritance of man's leading religious propensities. Therefore, in this life after death experiences material of the interlude session 15, namely, this session, it is my intention to focus on the mystery of the ubiquitous conditions of heaven and hell. As already mentioned, this will be discussed in both the absolute and relative terms of realities. With due consideration of some time factors in this Mysteries of Existence platform, the subject of this prelude will be extended to subsequent interlude sessions. I don't want to take much of our time in each session, but I am confident, from the reference point of my recognition, that vital points will be released in each material. The foregoing subject matter on the life after death experiences will come in several parts. A discussion on life after death experiences, however, must include the belief systems of heaven and hell. This is the belief system of several humans on Earth. Therefore, it must be respected, appreciated, and deeply considered in any discussion related to the hereafter. Consequently, this exposition, especially the foregoing prelude and its continuity, is premised upon the mystery of the ubiquitous conditions of heaven and hell. Yes, I have to bring up the heaven and hell systems of thought first, before delving into the most intricate aspects, with regards to the true nature of identity and consciousness in the hereafter. Identity is the basis of consciousness, whilst consciousness is the basis of certainty. You are currently conscious of your physical body structure as yourself. In the dream environment, you are equally conscious of your dream body as yourself. This is the offshoot of consciousness, arising from identity or the spirit in the garb of soul that you are. Consciousness didn't arise from your physical body or the body with which you dream. Now, consciousness, including your consciousness, is in a state of becoming. It is not static at all. Because consciousness is the basis of certainty, you are therefore certain that you were born on a certain day. Equally, you are certain that you will depart on a particular day to come, through the experience that we know as death. Furthermore, because consciousness preceded your physical birth, it will also succeed your physical death. In this terms, consciousness survives death. It doesn't die, for it knows nothing like oblivion. Your consciousness, in another version of yourself, related to your dream body, after discarding your physical structure at death, will continue to exist. Therefore, you will continue to exist after physical death. What happens in that kind of the afterlife existence? Many people have been asking me this question. The answer to this question is why I have commenced the foregoing interlude sessions on the life after death experiences. There is no stereotyped experience or existence forced upon consciousness by any agency in the universes of God. Whether in the proclaimed heaven and hell existences or otherwise, nothing is forced upon you, except your consciousness does so. Part of the experiences in the hereafter are mostly accomplished or enacted by consciousness, within the ambit of belief systems. This is strictly in line with what one remembers at the point of death, which serves as the first stage of welcoming the departed one into the realms beyond. But it occurs in accordance to the projections of consciousness, not otherwise. All these will be discussed in diverse parts of the foregoing exposition. To this end, and to a large extent, you are the determining factor of your experiences in the hereafter. In this physical world, if a criminal is arrested and jailed by the government, it should be understood that he is responsible both for his actions and punishment. He should blame no one but himself. Again, if someone is identified and rewarded by the government for a job well done, his commitment alone is the basis for this reward. Experiences in the hereafter work almost along this line, but with a greater point difference. This greater point of difference follows both the larger portions in the flexibility and mobility of consciousness. To some extent, these are inherent in the current physical structure of the sons and daughters of men. However, the actualization of greater aspects of the flexibility and mobility of consciousness, in the original states of being, is often hindered by certain mundane factors. These factors include but not limited to belief systems, mental patterns, and intense focus on the quest for physical survival. After physical death, the flexibility and mobility of consciousness have higher freedom of multitudinous expressions. Physical death, therefore, is the freedom of consciousness from the limitations of the gross material body. This freedom occurs immediately after death. Overall, however, the departed one is solely responsible for his experiences in the realms beyond. The things that he thinks, says, does, and knows now, will accompany him to the afterlife existence. Certain higher divine knowledge acquired now, will be of greater advantage to him when his physical body is gone. By the way, the physical body is a mere garment that will be discarded someday in the journey of life. And there is no guarantee that, one who is not wise in the divine terms now, will immediately become wise the moment death occurs. Some of the things I will be sharing in this interlude sessions, are from the realms above the world of man. The divine knowledge from the Lord himself and certain advanced extraterrestrial intelligence is involved here. They are parts of what should be understood even in the hereafter. Therefore, knowing them now, is of utmost advantage to us in the hereafter. What you know is what you know. What you don't know is what you will strive to know. If certain things involved in some stages of the afterlife are part of what you fully know now, you will bypass such stages when the physical body dies. When you go to school to study, you will bypass the level of what you already know and start from the level of what you don't know. Earthman, look at a cup, it has its top and bottom. We may look at existence from the analogy of a cup, which has its top and bottom. In some of our belief systems, heaven is assigned to the top of existence, whilst hell is assigned to the bottom of existence. This belief system will equally be highly respected in the course of this interlude sessions, as already mentioned. I understand that such a system of thought is a simplified and neat explanation of the highly complicated, but true nature of reality. Whereas I must put this into consideration in this connection, but using the analogy of the top and bottom of a cup, I will equally be discussing the entire cup. You may see the top and bottom of a cup, but you should go further to understand that both the top and bottom are all the parts of one cup. Thus, I won't be focusing on the top and bottom of existence only, such as heaven and hell. Rather, I will also be focusing on the overall nature of existence itself, with regards to the afterlife existence. Here, I will be sharing issues of existence, which contain both the top and bottom of the realities of being. I will also dwell on other equally valid facets of existence or consciousness in the hereafter. I mean the validity of existence in the hereafter. Outside the rudiments of the belief systems premised upon the religious doctrines of eternal fixation, either in heaven or in hell. Now, as far as existence is concerned in the world of man, the Earthman is heading to somewhere. He is on a journey. In this journey, he is returning back home, from whence he came. On one hand, the physical realm of Earth is a school, wherein he learns lessons that can't be learnt otherwise. On the other hand, the physical realm of Earth is equally a marketplace, wherein he buys and sells, after which he returns to his house. As a student in the school of the Earth life, the Earthman learns how to handle the energy of his being on the physical realm of Earth. He learns the preliminary lessons of the actualization of thoughts, as well as how to exert the potentials of consciousness in the world of man, amongst other things. Also, as one in a market, the Earthman equally buys and sells. Thus, he is both credited and debited. Upon his return or death, the experiences inherent in all these add to the multiplicity of what he was before his descent into the world of man. Therefore, at a certain point after death, especially in the higher stages involved, what he was before his birth will begin to include what he is after death. Then his physical life experiences, his dream experiences, his other prior manifested portions of the soul, amongst others, will all join to form what he knows as himself. This is growth in the hereafter. To this end, and in comparison to his immediate past life on earth, no one will tell him that he has grown to become something else. When we talk about spirit, in this terms, then after death, at a higher stage thereof, the Earthman will grow to become a high spirit. But even as a high spirit, he will still continue to grow and grow into the endless formats of realities. All these are parts of the journey of life, in the mysteries of existence. This is equally like the growth of a child. The child grows to become an adult someday. The adult also grows to possibly become an old person. The child didn't grow from any other outside agency, but from within himself. The adult and the old man that he later became were parts of the child that he was. Also, in the old man that he had become equally includes the child, the teenager, and the adult that he was. The teenager may ask whether he will still be himself and know himself as himself when he becomes old. But we all know that he will still be himself and know himself as himself. In all that you will grow to become in the hereafter, including becoming a high spirit, as earlier mentioned, you will always know yourself as yourself. There are stages far beyond what I have mentioned as high spirit, but in every stage, you will always know yourself as yourself. Your present life experiences will forever be retained, just as your physical life as a teenager is retained in your old age. Though your present form will change at a stage, nevertheless, you always know yourself as yourself. Where is the body form which you had as a child? Currently, you have a different form, an enlarged body form, yet you still know yourself as yourself, regardless of the fact that your childhood body is no more. Some people think that the present body frame they have, namely, the resemblance of same in the hereafter, will exist forever in heaven or in hell. That is not true. Forms are produced by consciousness. This includes your current body form. It is not form that produces consciousness. Therefore, forms will always change, but consciousness, the basis of certainty, using form, not the other way round, initiates the basis of the certainty of experiences in the life after death. Also, talking about heaven and hell, it should be understood that the conditions of the heavenly state of being, as well as the hellish state of being, are all around us now. Heaven and hell experiences exist in the spiritual and material aspects of reality now in the world of man. Beyond the world of man, these conditions exist outside the framework of the material systems. This point will be clarified in a later part of the foregoing exposition. That will be all for now. A word is enough for the wise. Peace and blessings.